next song, it took me a while.
Beginning of
It took
side
me
two.
a while to really get onto this. You know, it was one of the pieces that I was kind of shaky on, but it has also grown on me for a while. And it really is a strong start.
It is.
It's mostly a Tony Banks tune.
It's a slight change. Phil and Tony wrote this.
The streets were deserted, though the police were alerted.
But Tony said he kind of wrote this in lieu of way Peter Gabriel would have these characters in this humor on the earlier Genesis albums. It was kind of fit that mold.
Right. And so another indicator that Phil was the right singer for this band was that he got into this character for this song. And live especially, he was here's the cop talking to the robber here. He's taking both sides. He's being both the cop and the robber here. And Phil actually in elementary school or middle school or something played the Artful Dodger in a play, and so he kind of had theatrical roots, and he kind of pulled out those theatrical skills on this song,
I think Rutherford's an underrated bass player.
You're right. I love Rutherford's bass lines, man.
Come outside with your hands held high. You're not get me alive, sir. I promise you that, sir. Identify. We are the same as you died. You done me wrong. It's the same old song.
The thief as the victim here.
Robbery, assault and battery, Ellen and his felony. Robbery, assault and battery, Ellen and his felony.
I love the bass line here. 5, 6, 7. They're in 7 again here.
Coming Up is one of my favorite parts of the album, though.
This is pretty cool right here.
Yeah.
Tony Banks leave. Oh, here we go. Here it's coming up. Yeah,
This section right
here. It comes right here. Yeah, right here. Yeah, exactly. The organ and that cool rhythm with the drums and bass.
Right here.
And then Steve on that high note coming onto the solo.
Right there. Oh, that's so bad.
That's Steve. Yeah. Totally. It is a highlight of the album. And Mike is just jamming on the bass, and Steve and Phil's back there jamming on the drums.
Yeah, I love that.
And this little part right here.
Yeah.
It's like they're so creative. They have, how many different sections does each song have? 3 or 4, 5, 6 sections, 5, 6, 7, 1.
There we go.
Stealing by the road, the bastard's gone away.
God always fights on the side of the bad man. The poor bad man. Oh, the vocals. This is cool right here, too. away and he's gonna come back later.
They try to hold me for trial. I'll stay out of jail for paying my bail. And after I'll go to the court of appeal, saying you done me wrong. It's the same old song forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
That's like the double kick drum.
Here's a term that I've never associated with Genesis, but they're like avant-garde show tunes.
That is, well, that one especially. It's you know, kind of hokey, you know, melodramatic,
big over the top bangs and booms and crashes and
catchy melodies, but also, you know, weird rhythms.
It's like show tunes on a way off Broadway, West End.
Way off Broadway. Some back alley. When you turn the corner, boom!
Alternate
you're
universe.
In a fairyland. Exactly. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. You know, I mean,
because there's so much. There's so much
going on.
There's so much drama all the time. You know, there's drama. You know. There's no
and creativity, right?
Yeah.
And you just don't know what's going to happen. It's hard to know what's going to come around the bend. And how many hundreds of times have I heard this album? And I'm still hearing, you know, you pointed out those drums at the end of the you know,
that last.
I had never heard that before. You know, I mean, what? I mean, something I've never heard before.
Well, you mentioned you mentioned the Taurus pedals. It's going, yeah, I know there were Taurus pedals, but then I go through something. They're here, and then they're here, and then, you know, it's like, you know, it's like there's so much going on again, like you said, and they found room for everything, and the way the production was, it was just that right little balance of clarity and warmth.
You know, the guitars, the keyboards, the drums, the vocals. You know, it just was the basses and I mean. Just amazing stuff. So
and I wanted to. There's something here I wanted to grab. Yeah, here we go. Here's these two guys have been together from the start. You know, with Peter. You know, so this is, and I've heard Phil talk about this. Where this is the spirit of Genesis, or these two guys. You know, writing partners.
Yeah. They went to art school together with Peter back in, you know, high school or middle school or something like that.
And so,
you know, and that was back when I think it was like art school. You would get sent off. You go to boarding school, right? Away from your family, and all bunch of boys there together making shit, you know, and what a great creative environment to grow up in, man.
And you see, and look at that double guitar. Now there's a little story. He had
bass and guitar.
He first had a double Rickenbacker, and actually there's a picture of him. If you look at his site, there's a picture of him. He had taped his bass and his guitar together. And you can see him there. They're taped together, so he could have them both sit there. And then
he could play one, and then
And then he got a Rickenbacker made. There was a 12-string Rick with a Rick bass. Now this one here, he actually used on this album. This is a Shergold double neck that he got a guy make. And there's a picture.
Is that it?
I didn't put that picture on here. But there's a picture of them apart, you know, and how they were fit together and everything. It's pretty neat. Go ahead.
I mean, was that? Is that a bass guitar? The bottom one?
Yeah. The shadows kind of throw it off, but yeah, that's a bass on the bottom. And the 12-string on the top.
Now, what did you said? You could see them apart.
There's a picture on his site. There's a picture on his site where you see them apart, and how they're fit
You can
together.
take them.
Yeah.
You
See
can
it?
actually take them apart.
Yeah, there's a little
You see
line.
the little bolts right there.
Yeah, there's a little line
black
right there.
kind of line in there.
Yeah, and so they're all built, and that bass, just like his Rickenbacker, works in stereo. You remember Chris Squire? He's got he had a Rickenbacker that had 2 outputs that he would send in different directions, and that's what Rutherford does too with this bass as well. So I just wanted to go through that because I always wondered, it's always seen with these double. The double guitars. And I always wondered what it really was and everything. So I was looking at that. And of course, Banks.
Surrounded by his keyboards.
Yeah, Mellotrons and pianos and organs and that pro soloist I was talking about. And you see him later. He kept with it. Because when the emulator came out, he used that. And so on.
Long time. Instead of his Mellotron, he was using that emulator, right?
But he's so the way he's able to do his right and left hand, just
it's like he's playing with his nose too. Nose and his tongue playing duo there. Yeah. Something.
Genius.
Yeah, you're right. He in the mid 70s, late 70s, he did win the Keyboard Magazine Keyboardist of the Year for several years.
Several years in a row.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think it was like Emerson and Wakeman, and then all of a sudden Banks was like, well,
all over.